Hello, everyone. My name is Queen, your online bestie, and welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode feels very personal to me. That's why I'm so happy. I'm not speaking as an expert, not as someone who has everything figured out, but as an international student who is still learning, still adjusting, and still trusting God every single day. So if you're listening right now while walking to your class or working a shift, maybe cooking alone in your shared kitchen, or feeling a little homesick, this conversation is for you. Today, we're talking about living abroad as an international student and learning to adapt through our personal faith. Okay? Because honestly, living abroad is beautiful, but it will humble you very quickly. Yup. Before coming abroad, I thought life would look like those TikTok videos, like what I always mentioning in my videos, the aesthetic word. Coffee shops, perfect friend groups, weekend trips, everyone laughing like they've known each other forever. I thought, wow, life abroad looks peaceful, but nobody shows the moment when you enter a grocery store and suddenly you don't know which rice to buy and you stand there for 10 minutes pretending to read labels like you understand everything. Or when you convert prices in your head and suddenly a chocolate bar feels like a luxury item. You know, are you relate? Because that's really me. Or when you smile at someone and they don't smile back and you start wondering, did I do something wrong? Like living abroad teaches you very fast that adjustment is real. And that's not failure, that's growth beginning. One thing social media quietly teaches us is the idea of if people are meant for you, they will come to you. So we wait. We wait for people to approach us. We wait to be included. We wait for friendships to magically happen. And I did that too. I remember one time during my early days abroad, like 2 years ago, I sat in a common area scrolling on my phone, pretending to be busy because I was too shy to talk to anyone. In my head, I was praying, Lord, please send me friends. Meanwhile, God was probably like, my child, they are sitting right next to you. Just say hi. But I didn't. I went home that day thinking I had no community, when actually I had an opportunity I didn't take. And that's when I realized something important. Sometimes faith looks like starting the conversation, and you need to know that answered prayer requires your participation. What I learned so far here in Australia is that friendship abroad is often built through small, brave moments. What I mean by that is awkward hellos, simple smiles, and trying again even when it feels uncomfortable. Okay, let me tell you a story that humbled me completely. During my first weeks abroad, I wanted to look confident and independent, so I went to order food by myself. I practiced my order in my head, like literally like an exam. When it was finally my turn, the staff asked me a simple question, something like, for here or take away? And my brain froze. I panicked and confidently said, yes. The staff looked confused. I looked confused. The people behind me were waiting. So I just laughed and said, sorry, I'm new here. And we both laughed. And honestly, that moment changed something in me. I realized it's okay not to know anything or everything. It's okay to look new because you are actually new. Living abroad teaches humility in the funniest ways. Now, I laugh at those moments instead of, feeling embarrassed because growth often looks awkward before it looks confident. And here's the truth that helped me mature emotionally. You are the one entering a new country. The country is not entering you. That means things will be different. Communication styles, humor, social norms, even how people express kindness. And at first, we may think people are cold or distant, but sometimes they are just culturally different. Adaptation does not mean losing your identity, it means learning wisdom. It means asking, what can I learn here instead of why is everything different? God uses new environment to stretch us because comfort grows habits, but change grows character. And I want you to know this story. When I think about living abroad, I always remember Ruth in the Bible. Ruth left everything familiar and walked into a foreign land where she had no guarantees. She didn't complain that things were different. She embarrassed her role in that season. She works humbly, she stayed faithful, she trusted God step by step, and Ruth didn't wait for life to become easy before being obedient. And eventually, God turned her story into something beautiful beyond what she imagined. And I want you to read that Ruth in the Bible. I'm not going to read it for you, but open your Bible and read it. Trust me, it's so good. So, sometimes, as an international student, we are living like a Ruth season, a season where we learn faithfulness in unfamiliar places, where God teaches us strength quietly. And one thing living abroad teaches you is that independence without God becomes exhausting. There are days when loneliness feels heavy, days when you question why you came. And in those moments, I keep mentioning this in my videos that the best thing you can do is simply spend time with God. Not perfect prayers, just honest prayers. Sometimes my prayer sounds like, Lord, today was hard. Please help my heart. And that's enough. The reason why I keep saying this because really God meets honesty, not perfection. When you spend time with Him, your situation may not instantly change, but your perspective does. And I believe that matter. Your perspective matter. Like when your perspective change, peace comes back. And strength returns. Adjustment is not instant. You're learning new systems, new responsibilities, new emotional strength. So please, be patient with yourself. You are not behind in life. You are not failing. You are growing in a season that requires courage every day. Even waking up, going to work or class, and continuing despite homesickness is already strength. And I'm proud of you. God is not rushing your process, and you shouldn't rush yourself either. Living abroad as an international student is more than an adventure. It is a journey of faith. It teaches you to step forward instead of waiting, to adapt instead of resisting, and to trust God even when everything feels unfamiliar. So spend a day with God. Embrace your season like Ruth, laugh at your awkward moments, and be patient with yourself. Because trust me, God is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and deeper version of who you are meant to be. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this episode encouraged you, share it with another international student who might need this reminder or with your friend who moved abroad. And remember, even when you are far from home, you are never far from God. I'll see you in the next episode, friends. Bye. God bless you.